Good afternoon, all of you once again. Welcome back to the class. Welcome back to the topic finite and non-finite verb. Children, in the previous lecture, we were discussing non-finite verb. We have already discussed the definition of finite verb with example. We were discussing non-finite verb. Definition was done. Examples were being discussed when the class was over. Let's continue from there only. Non-finite verb is a verb which does not have tense element. It cannot act as a verb in a sentence, and then it cannot change with the change in the subject, and it cannot have different forms. I mean, present, past, or past participle. Let's clarify the points. Children, look at the first example. I try to solve the sum. If you look at this word, to solve the sum, to solve is a non-finite verb. It's a to infinitive. It's to infinitive. I will tell you what is to infinitive when we move further with this topic. So how to solve is a non-finite verb? Because time is not clear. Verb is there, but time is not clear, right? To solve, when I try to solve, I don't know whether in the present tense, past tense, or future. It is not clear. So this satisfies the first point, that is, it does not have tense element. Verb is there, but time is not clear. Then next thing, it is not acting as a verb in this sentence. Then third thing, you cannot change. You cannot write like this: to solved, or to solves, or to solving. With to, usually we have first form of the verb only. So, and it does not change with the change in the subject. Whether you write I, whether you write they, whether you write singular or plural, this verb will not change. Non-finite will not change. So which is the finite verb here? Tried is the finite verb. From here we come to know we are talking about past tense. Tried. Tried is a finite verb. To solve is not a finite verb. To solve is a non-finite verb. Let's see the second example. We made him sing a song. Now here, sing. Made him sing a song. From sing, we don't know whether we are talking about present, past, or future. But from made, we come to know we are talking about past tense. You cannot change this form also. You cannot, it is not used as a verb here, and it will not change. It does not have tense elements. Then third example, swimming improves our health. Here, swimming is not acting as a verb. Swimming is the name of the activity here. So it is acting as a subject here, non-finite. So it does not have tense element. From swimming, we don't know the time, right? Then second thing, we cannot change the form of swimming. You cannot write like this, swimming or swimming. You cannot write like this. So the form cannot be changed. Tense element not there, and it is not acting as a verb. It is acting as a subject. And the last thing is, it will not change with the change in subject or object. Which is the finite verb here? Improves. From improves, we come to know we are talking about present time, present tense. Improves, improved, or improving. Then it is acting as a verb. It can change with the change in the subject. If you have plural subject, then improves will change into improve. Then next example, he has confused expressions. Here, confused is used as an adjective. It is not, it is third form of the verb, confused, but it is not used as a verb here. It is used as an adjective. And it does not have tense element. The time is not clear. So you cannot change the form of confused to confused or confusing. It cannot happen, right? Which is the finite verb here? Has. Has is the finite verb. Now, children, with the help of these four examples, I have told you the difference between finite verb and non-finite verb. Non-finite verb cannot act as verb. Non-finite verb does not have tense element. Non-finite verb will not change, will not have different forms. It will have the same form only, and it will not change with the change in subject. I hope this much thing is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, Shweta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shweta, what was the last line you heard from me?
The topic clear to you? Are the examples clear?
Okay. So children, this is the difference between finite and non-finite verb. Now let's continue further. Finite verb you have already done. Basically, we'll focus on non-finite verb. So children, verb is of two types. Finite non-finite verb. Finite and non-finite verb. Children, finite verb is further of two types. Transitive and intransitive. Transitive and intransitive. And non-finite is further of three types. Infinitives. Okay. Infinitive is of further two types. To infinitive and bare infinitive. This is first type. Then second type is participle. Participle is further of three types. Present, past, then third type is gerund. So children, this is the rough idea what we are going to do in this topic. Shweta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So children, finite verbs are of two types, transitive verb and intransitive verb. Then non-finite verbs are of three types, infinitives, participle and gerund. Participles, gerunds. Infinitives are further of two types, to infinitive and bare infinitive. Participle is present participle, past participle, perfect participle, and gerund has one form only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 things we are going to discuss. 8, 9, 10. Sorry, 10 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll discuss these things one by one. When all these things are discussed in detail with the examples, then we will do some exercises. Then the topic will be finished. It will take a lot of time, but don't worry, we'll keep on recording the classes. This will help you in your future use also. It will help you in revising the topic. And children, this topic will help you in framing simple, compound, and complex sentences also. It is very useful there. I hope the classification is clear to you. how the verb is classified into finite and non-finite, how finite is further divided into transitive and intransitive, how non-finite verb is further divided into infinitives, participles, and gerunds. So we'll do all these things one by one. I hope this much thing is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Children, so far we have discussed the definition of finite verb with examples, the definition of non-finite verb with examples, and then third thing we have discussed is classification of verb into finite and non-finite verb, and further divided into subforms. Let's start with the first type of verb now, that is transitive verb. Then intransitive, then we come to non-finite verbs. So far, we have discussed the difference between finite and non-finite verb only. Now we are going to discuss the difference between transitive and intransitive verb. You have already done this thing when we discussed active passive voice. There I told you the difference between transitive and intransitive verb. Let's continue again. Let's discuss that difference again. So types of finite verb. How many types are there?
Two types.
How many types?
Two types. Intransitive and
Two types. Transitive and intransitive. The first one is transitive verb. Transitive verb. What is a transitive verb? Children, transitive verb is a verb which has got object after that. The action starts from subject and it reaches object also. Object is affected by a verb. Then that verb is said to be a finite verb. You know, children, sometimes the action stops at verb only. The action stops at the subject only, that verb only. Okay, it does not move further. But when it moves further to object, then it goes to the other person when the other person is affected. When the object is affected by the action taken by subject, then that verb called finite verb. Let me give you some examples. A transitive verb takes some object after it. Then it is a new topic for you. Maybe you might find it a little bit boring also, but if you try to solve different examples, different exercises, you will really understand this topic and enjoy it as well. It all takes involvement. The moment you get involved in something, then obviously automatically the interest will be created.
Yes, sir.
Transitive verb takes some object. This is important. It takes some object after it and is complete and is not complete and is not complete without an object. So what do we need? Transitive verb is that verb which takes object after that. The verb passes over. The verb passes over from the subject or doer to some object. Children, this is the definition of transitive verb. The action reaches object. Let me write some examples now. He rang. Now immediately a question comes to our mind. He rang what? He rang the bell. Now what is the bell? The bell is object. He is subject. And what is rang? Rang is transitive verb. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Next example, he spoke. Now he is subject. He spoke what? Immediately a question comes to our mind. He spoke the truth. Now what is spoke? Spoke is transitive verb. See children, the action starts from he and reaches truth. The action starts from he and reaches bell. So this is transitive verb. Time changes. Third example, time changes everything. Time is subject here. Everything is object. What is changes? Changes is transitive verb. Next example, the driver stopped the bus. The driver stopped what? The bus. What is the bus? Object. The driver is subject. And what is stopped? Transitive verb. Children, I hope the meaning of transitive verb is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Shweta, how much time is left?
Sir, I guess 12 and 14 minutes are left.
Okay. It means we will be able to finish intransitive verb also. Children, 10 types of verbs we will be discussing. Transitive and intransitive verb, right? Then infinitive, bare infinitive and to infinitive. Then participle, present participle, past participle, perfect participle, then gerunds. So total 10 verbs we have to discuss. Out of 10, 2 are finite verbs and 8 are non-finite. Infinitive, participle, gerund. 3, then to infinitive, bare infinitive, past participle, present participle, perfect participle. Total 8 non-finite verbs we have to discuss.
Sir, again your video has paused.
How much, what was I discussing when the connection got disconnected?
Sir, you had discussed the transitive and you were saying that we will discuss genre and participles, etc.
This definition was not written by you.
No,
I
sir.
mean, okay. Now you can continue the recording.
10 minutes.
So, how much time?
Sir, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay. In 10 minutes, we'll finish non-finite. I mean, intransitive verb. So, children, intransitive verb, an intransitive verb does not need any object after it and is complete without any object. We don't need any object. Of course, a complement can come, any other word can come, but we don't need any object after that. In transitive verb, the action starts from subject and reaches object, but here the action stops at verb only. It does not pass to the object. First of all, there will be no object. If at all it is there, then it will not, the action will not pass there. Let's discuss the examples now. The bell. The bell rang loudly. Now see, the bell is there, it rang loudly. The bell rang loudly. Loudly is a complement here. No object is there. So what is rang here? Rang is in transitive verb. Second example, he spoke. He spoke angrily. No object is there after this. What is spoke? Intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Now third example, the sun rises. The sun rises in the east. Shweta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, Shweta?
Yes, sir. Sir, you are
Thank you, Shakia. The sun rises in the east. Here, rises is verb. It is intransitive verb because there is no object after that. One more example. He laughed. Fourth example. He laughed. Now see, he is subject and laughed is verb. There is no object after that. So it is intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Children, this is all from my side. Today we have discussed the difference between finite and non-finite verb with examples. What is a finite verb? It has got tense element. Non-finite verb does not have tense element. Second difference, finite verb acts as a verb. Non-finite verb does not act as a verb. It acts as subject, object, or adjective, or any other part of speech. Third difference, finite verb can change the form, present or past form, but non-finite verb cannot change the form from present to past or past to present. Then last difference between finite and non-finite verb is that finite verb changes with the change in the subject. Non-finite verb does not change with the change in the subject. We have also discussed the examples of finite and non-finite verb. I hope this much thing is clear to everyone.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then we discussed different types of verbs. Verb is of two types, finite and non-finite. Finite verb is of transitive and intransitive. Non-finite is of three types, infinitive, participle, and gerund. They are further divided. Infinitive is further
Note again.
the classification difference between finite and non-finite. Discussed the difference between transitive and intransitive verb with examples. What is a transitive verb? Which has got object after that. What is intransitive verb? Which does not need any object after that. We have also discussed the examples. So total 5 things are discussed today. Finite, non-finite verb, right? Example with examples. Then transitive, intransitive with example, and classification. Tomorrow we'll start with the first type of non-finite verb, that is intransitive verb. Then further we will see the different types, infinitive,
that is-
infinitive, and yes.
Nothing, sir. Sir, you said that the first type is intransitive. It is infinitive.
Infinitive, to infinitive and bare infinitive. So children, this is the end of the class. We'll meet tomorrow again with the same topic. We'll continue with non-finite verbs. Thank you very much. This is the end of the class.
Thank you.